The truth is the cure. We don't need therapy, we need Dad.
And another side of it, I'm not surprised because I see the type of person she is, and I know she puts in a lot of work.
You know, when you really step back and think about it, it's pretty unbelievable.
I can relate to her passion, but she does a much better job of
I don't think anyone loves it more than her. Like, I don't think anyone's out there loving every second more than her. It doesn't matter if she's on the court or off the court, up 30, down 30.
You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer.
Chapter 5. Beyond Therapy. Rediscovering the Father's Role.
In today's world, therapy is often touted as the solution to our deepest emotional and psychological issues. Yet, therapy cannot replace the fundamental role that fathers play in our lives. While mental health support is vital, we must acknowledge that the emotional and structural presence of a father is irreplaceable. When we rely solely on a mother's perspective of a father, we miss out on half of our story. To truly understand ourselves, we must know our father's side of the family, heritage, and values.
Kent's had some success against the Angels when he was in the American League prior to joining the Mariners.
Fly ball sliced to fairly deep left center field. Devo White back to track the wall, makes the leap, and the old man has done it. One more time, fly away.
So the night in Anaheim, after senior homers, we're high-fiving at home, and we're walking back to the dugout, and I said to him, Junior does it right here, man. We got history, back-to-back, father and son.
Such a short period of time, it seems like senior and junior have done so many things as a first for father and son, but they haven't done a back-to-back home run trot yet.
3-0 pitches hit deep into left center field, and Bishop will look up, and father and son have hit back-to-back home runs. My, oh my, etch that in your baseball history book. The first time in history that a father-son combo have hit back-to-back home runs.
So yours was better?
Mine was better, because he was already, ain't nobody was on.
We asked Grandpa, what's he gonna say?
He gonna say his went further. I say mine went out faster.
The cost of therapy continues to rise, and with long wait times, it's becoming a resource that often feels out of reach. This mirrors the healthcare and pharmaceutical industries, where systems prioritize profit over real solutions. In this landscape, it is the voices of everyday individuals on social media, whom I call truth fighters, who bring hope. These voices, largely unfiltered by institutional boundaries, offer grounded perspectives that resonate with lived experiences.
Insights from social media truth fighters.
Social media has become a platform for voices willing to challenge the status quo. These individuals, from podcasters to psychologists, provide alternative insights that encourage personal accountability and cultural introspection. Fresh and Fit Podcast. Myron from Fresh and Fit discusses the cultural dynamics affecting relationships, particularly noting how women raised without fathers may exhibit strong independence that impacts their relationships with men. He points out that without male guidance, respect for male authority or partnership can often be undervalued, creating tension in romantic dynamics.
Probably checked out as soon as I had my son. I never planned to be a mother, but I thought when becoming a mother, I would have a partner. I learned quickly after giving birth that he looked at me as a 1960s, like, you cook, you clean, you take care of the child, and I am the provider, I work. And so when I would ask for help, it was just flat out no. And I started feeling like a single mother and a single woman in the marriage. I was convincing myself to stay, and it just got to a point where I was like, no, if I'm by myself, I might as well be by myself.
Ladies, you just saw the video.
Is that a valid reason for getting divorced, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All of you think,
she's
okay,
not happy.
Raise of hands if you guys think it's a valid reason to get divorced. Raise of hands. Is that a full panel?
It is.
All of them.
Because she's not happy.
See, this is why women are. So, this is the issue. This is the problem. it's already hard enough to find a provider. It's hard enough to find a guy that's going to take care of you, etc. We know from looking at studies that two-parent households are by far one of the most important factors in a child growing up and not being a piece of shit to society.
Yeah.
Not being a criminal, drug user, alcoholic,
school shooter,
vagrant.
Everything.
Yeah, you 86% less likely to go to prison. Like, the father not being in the household is one of the leading factors in kids being fucked up. So, a woman having a kid in the child rearing years where, yeah, it's gonna suck, right? And raising that kid by herself while not having to worry about bills, thinks that it's appropriate to leave the husband, leave the father of the child, and just break up with him and break up the family.
The late Kevin Samuels introduced a controversial yet influential perspective on the marketplace value of individuals, emphasizing the perceived shift in value between men and women over time. He argued that while men's value can increase with accomplishments, women's societal value is often superficially linked to youth and appearance. This concept, though divisive, opened dialogue about societal expectations and relationship dynamics. Tonight's Conversation Podcast. This podcast delves into how single mothers may unintentionally create environments that cultivate emotional instability in sons. When mothers invest emotionally in their sons as a substitute for a partner, it can reinforce patterns that hinder healthy adult relationships.
You are never going to live a fulfilling life when you hate a parent. You're just not, unfortunately. I wish it was different, because there are some parents that are so super unlovable. And there's been times even in my life where I'm like, Mom, I'm so sick of you, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is we can't be whole without the two people that birthed us.
Sadie Khan examines how children with absent fathers often protect themselves by vilifying the missing parent, a coping mechanism that masks underlying trauma. These deep-seated feelings can surface in adult relationships, leading to fears of abandonment or hyperindependence.
That Stefan always takes is from the vomitory about 55 feet away from the cup, and he swished it. That's how everyone knew he was ready to go.
He can run out as well, and he's very good. Running to the corner. I was waiting for that to happen. You guys didn't warn me.
Well, hey, he startled me too.
Yaki Rafa Elohim, as a student of Dr. Sebi Yaki, advocates for holistic healing, suggesting that with the right natural remedies and dietary changes, wellness can be achieved outside of conventional medicine. This approach provides a hopeful alternative for those seeking healing beyond mainstream systems. 19 Keys High-Level Conversations. He emphasizes urgency, reminding us that there is no plan B. We are responsible for creating our future. If we fail to make changes now, future generations will pay the price for our inaction. Just Pearly Things. She highlights an often overlooked dynamic. When women achieve significant success, they are more likely to leave relationships, while men often attribute their success to their partner's support. This perspective shines a light on how societal norms and personal expectations differ by gender. These truth fighters bring essential issues to light, encouraging a shift from dependency on therapy to self-awareness and accountability.
Fatherhood, the core of our issues.
If there's one universal truth, it's that the father-child relationship significantly impacts our lives. Whether present or absent, fathers shape our views on relationships, self-worth, and even societal structures. When working with clients, my first question is often, what is your relationship with your father and how has it shaped your life? This question opens doors to self-discovery, as our experiences with our fathers often echo into adulthood. Therapists could also benefit from examining societal factors that impact family dynamics. How has the history of slavery affected familial structures within communities? How does racial injustice influence family cohesion and stability? And what of our historical legacy, carrying names that belong to those who once enslaved our ancestors? To fully support their clients, therapists must recognize how these dynamics shape mental health, well-being, and generational patterns.
The consequences of fatherless homes.
The absence of fathers has far-reaching consequences, particularly in relationships between men and women. The legal system seldom grants custody to fathers, despite mounting evidence of the positive impact a father's presence has on a child's development. While this topic deserves its own discussion, the evidence of this systemic issue is clear. Fatherlessness correlates with increased crime rates, poverty, and emotional instability.
There's a good documentary on my dad several years ago, and it, of course, showed all these home movies.
The importance of fathers in raising children.
The only thing they didn't put in there is Peyton is 3 years old playing in this game against a bunch of 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds. 3 years old. And my dad didn't do any editing when he gave him all the home videos. He showed every video of me crying. At what point do you stop filming your 3-year-old son getting kicked in the head by his older brother and go out there and help the kid?
If this message resonates with you, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment so you don't miss the next chapter title.
Happiness starts with the father.
A father's influence in a child's life is profound. For sons, fathers are role models, teaching responsibility, discipline, and the importance of leading a family. For daughters, a father's actions set the standard for what to expect in a partner. When fathers are absent, children often grow up fearful, emotional, and lacking accountability. Mothers, while doing an incredible job under difficult circumstances, are not always at their full potential without a partner's support. The absence of a father figure leaves many young people struggling with emotional regulation and accountability. It's no coincidence that 70% to 80% of inmates come from single-mother households, a statistic that reflects the societal impact of absent fathers.
The solution lies in family, not just therapy.
Ready? All right. You see the intensity, right? Just play carefree, though. Don't worry about mistakes, just go out and play hard.
Fatherhood is essential. The absence of fathers, coupled with systemic issues, creates cycles of struggle that therapy alone cannot resolve. Recognizing the critical role fathers play is the first step towards stronger families, healthier communities, and a more resilient society. The journey to personal and societal healing begins with acknowledging the essential role fathers play in shaping strong, resilient individuals. Therapy may provide tools, but it cannot replace the foundation that a father's presence offers. By embracing this truth, we can pave the way for healthier relationships, families, and community.
Reflection points.
Personal relationships. How has your relationship with your father or lack thereof influenced your view of yourself and your relationships? Systemic influence. In what ways do you believe societal structures have impacted the family unit in your community? Truth-finding. What societal or family beliefs have you questioned recently? How has this questioning influenced your view of therapy, fatherhood, or community? Alternative voices. Which of the truth fighters resonates most with your experiences or views? How have their insights influenced your perspective on therapy and family?